The final of the challenge modes, Oryx, is upon us. So, what's the secret? Everyone has to be between dimensions once, right? Nope. Everyone has to kill one ogre and blow up one bomb? Nope. Turns out the 16 orb strat is the key to the challenge mode. What does that mean? Well, it means that you need to kill Oryx from 100% to 0% in one go, which means you need to save up 16 orbs and then blow all of them up at the same time. Doesn't this crash your game, you might ask? Well, it used to. Apparently, it doesn't anymore. This also apparently disturbs the no knight strategy, which is something that a lot of people utilize for this fight. You're just going to have to kill your knights, I guess. So the best way to go about doing that is that right after your ogre dies, immediately look to the other side of the map on the opposite side of where your ogre spawns and just shoot your knight in the head twice as it's spawning, and that's really about it. Yeah, not much else to it. You can just do the fight normally otherwise. That's the only thing that you need to do. You don't need different runners. You don't need everyone killing an ogre and blowing up a bomb. You don't need to kill 4 shades. You don't need an Excel spreadsheet to rotate people on plates. Just kill Oryx with a 16 orb explosion. You can even have people die, and it'll be fine. Loot includes yet another 320 artifact, a random piece of 320 armor or a weapon, the Calcified Fragment, and if you're on hard mode, you'll snag the emblem and the ship, although I'm not sure if the ship is tied to completing all of the challenges or if it's just tied to Oryx. With this challenge mode completion, assuming that you've done all the other ones, you'll now have all 50 calcified fragments, in which you will return to Eris and she will reward you with a bunch of reputation and the Beltane shader. That's it, although, to be fair, the shader does look really, really nice. At least it does on me. I don't know about y'all, but it does look pretty good on me. So, is 16 orb exciting? Yeah. Is it interesting? Say yeah. Is it a challenge? Not really. The only thing that really changes in the fight is that you have to do another shade phase instead of the running away from the bombs phase. This is under the assumption that you and your team can kill ogres right as they spawn and in a very consistent way. Whether that's a challenge for people or not, I'm not really too sure, as I imagine most groups who are capable of clearing hard mode would be pretty good at something like killing the ogres quickly. It demands consistency from your group, I guess. I was surprised it wasn't what I guessed it was going to be, where you needed a different runner each time, because at least that would have corresponded with the previous 2 challenges. So that's all of the challenge modes. I'd say at the end of the day, at least for my teams, they were moderately disappointing. Challenge mode just kind of ended up being take turns mode, and while I'd say that alternative mode is not exactly as flashy as the phrase challenge mode, that challenge mode maybe wasn't the best term in the world for it. Challenge mode usually implies harder than hard mode, and I don't think that the groups that usually stomp through hard mode had any sort of issues at all. However, one argument that stuck out from you guys the past couple of weeks was, well, Datto, I'd like to see you go find some Destiny LFG groups every week and try to get this done because it's really hard. Well, in retort, I have 2 things. 1, well, yeah, it's supposed to be hard. That's why it's called hard mode. And 2, I can say with 99.9% certainty that raids are not designed with pickup groups in mind. When these are created and are tuned, they're not being tuned for players who end up finding new players to play with on a weekly basis. They're likely designed with the concept of people are going to play with very similar groups of people on a week-to-week basis, and this builds team chemistry and over time gives the raid a sense of mastery. If they were building these raids with the thought of, well, everyone is just going to be running it with random people every week, they probably wouldn't have made them as hard. That's just me. Now, your retort back might be, well, I'm sorry that I don't have a clan or a group of people to play with every single week. The ability to find a clan using in-game tools is very difficult. And to that, I agree, 100%. The in-game clan support tools are essentially non-existent, and in a game like Destiny that prides itself on being social and drives these concepts of playing with friends, that really sucks. It's not like there aren't sites out there to find a clan. I know many people who have managed to find a clan when they previously knew no one, but the vast majority of people just don't know about those tools and sites, and improvements can definitely be made. I'm getting off topic though. All in all, I think that the challenge modes just didn't end up being challenging for the group of people who were actually looking for a challenge, and those are the people who are beasting through hard mode week after week. However, since it rewarded 320 loot, a select group of people gave it the okay, and I think that if it didn't reward loot, that you'd see a lot less support for the challenge modes because you'd hear more people like me and my team speaking up about it. This has nothing to do with me wanting to take away people's loot, or me wanting it to be harder to get stuff, or whatever other nonsense people like to come up with. I was just looking for something more difficult than what we ended up getting. That's all. Not only that, but they completely destroyed the incentive to run hard mode every week. Why bother running the hard mode when I can just wait for the challenge boss to come around and get guaranteed 320 items? I think attaching loot to the challenge modes was a mistake, and that 320 loot should have become more accessible over time. But overall, I just think using the word challenge was not the best idea, because it's pretty obvious that my idea of the word challenge and Bungie's idea of the word challenge meant two very different things. So, yeah, those are your challenge modes. That's all I got for you guys, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.